what's top, man? I am Mr. J Hill. First of all, I want to say shout out to my guy Sosa, Milani, Guns N' Roses, man. Second of all, we got, make sure I said it right, a K-Way, the poet.
Yep, a Kiwi the poet.
A Kiwi the poet.
A Kiwi the poet.
A Kiwi the poet.
Yes, I take the poet because I know I don't want nobody to feel like they can't pronounce it right. So poet is still good. I take poet all the time.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. So what is going on? Like, cause you come in and we about to do an interview and I see you got stuff laid out.
See, y'all, like my Instagram, Mr. All or Nothing, and my brand is All or Nothing, and I literally come with it's one thing when you try to make a brand and you give it this certain look and you say like, this is how I want people to see it. I'm really bringing all or nothing to everything that I'm doing.
Right.
And it's hard sometimes that a lot of times people won't put you in a box, or sometimes we even put ourselves in a box and be like, yo, I can edit, I can take a photograph, I can rap, I can sing, I can do HVAC, I can work a 9-to-5, and people start to say, well, you know what, I don't want to work a 9-to-5, I want to sing. Or I don't want to sing, I want to take this opportunity to, develop in school and career. Either way, it's like, it's hard to, be one thing. So everything that I'm presenting here is a certain timeline, and I don't want to skip in parts of the interview because there's so many layers to who I am and what I do that this is like, all right, no matter what, I'm going to stick to this. Mm-hmm. And by the time we come to the end of this, I'm going to have a real,
So you want to touch on all this?
Yeah.
So I look at it.
But I'm going to summarize it though. But it's like, so I'm from Park Heights, mm-hmm. and I basically come from where we all come from. And I start off just trying to figure out who I am. Mm-hmm. But by the time I went through if you go hard or if you really don't go hard stage, I went from not going hard to going dumb hard. It don't even make no sense hard. And it was cool for me at that moment because it was like, if a nigga pushed me and knocked my book out my hand, or if I lost that fight or anything, I'm carrying all that with me on my back. And by the time I started doing things that was building a reputation streetwise, I had crashed so hard that I found myself in prison. Mm-hmm. So that's when I started hustling. Mm-hmm. So it was I'm trying to get money so I can support my little addiction. I'm trying to be fresh and get the girl. So now I'm in that zone, I'm the man now. I might have been, I wasn't the best, this, that, and the third, but it's really fake because I ain't really earned it in a sense, but I'm putting it out there and I'm standing on it. If somebody challenge it, I'm going hard about it.
I was kind of over a lot as well in middle school, mm-hmm. because that was when you develop yourself and who you are, who you want to be, and what you look at yourself as. So it's funny that you say that you found that out in middle school as well. This was in 8th grade.
This was really I went to KIP.
Uh-huh.
So
KIP, I remember KIP was in by Greensboro.
Right.
Oh, inside.
So you got to think it was in the same joint. Yeah. So think about Greensboro, Lamel, mm-hmm. right? The fact that I went to KIP at the Dr. King, because I'm from West Baltimore, I basically...
We had a little beef too.
Exactly. It was... Greensboro was fuck y'all soft ass nigga. So it was I'm from the hood, so it's all right, I get the school shit, but I'm out here beating niggas up after school and shit like that in the neighborhood. So while school niggas beating up niggas in school, it's all right, damn. They don't even know how hard I go in the neighborhood. If you lose and take an L in school and then get back to the hood, what?
That's all they know.
What? You be yo, we be traumatizing each other, yo, for real. But my mother was tight, so it's I'm coming from school at 5 and I still gotta go in a house at 7, 8. This is crazy. This is beyond me. I was
beyond me.
So now I'm beefing with my mother and I'm being disrespectful because it's I'm going outside. And I ain't chasing nothing but nothing. And then every time I get really in it, I always got into a juvenile law. Now I'm arrested because I was some stealing, breaking in house. So it was
So was you not good at this? Because I'm just thinking, because when I went, what year you graduated from Greensboro? KIP.
I got put out of KIP at 7th grade and went to Greensboro.
Okay.
So that's when I really went from being in school all day to hooking school and shit like that. So this had to be 2004, 5.
Cause I'm about to say like I think I went in high school in 06.
If
So I had to be
time, and it's like I'm never getting no clothes. I'm never getting no shoes.
So then you gotta take it.
Yeah, because I'm worried about like I used to go in the closet, bro. I swear to God, be bags and bags, and I dive through and find whatever. I remember one time I put on girl pants. I didn't know the difference between girl pants and boy pants. And I come outside and I'm so happy because I had a pair of jeans and it was like, damn, they fit. And it was like, yeah. And it was like, he got girl pants. Like, oh, what the hell they was talking about? Like, how did they know? Was they too tight? And it was like, it ain't had a zip up part right there. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I go to Patterson. I'm thinking I got accepted. I'm gangbanging.
That's crazy. I went to Patterson too.
Listen, I get put out of Patterson. One day I'm sitting in the classroom, right? And I'm basically, I'm wearing, I wear a flag on my left leg, my left pocket, on my head, on my neck, and on my belt. And anybody in our area that say I'm lying, it wouldn't even be possible. So even if a dude would be like, yo, I went to school with y'all was da-da-da. It's a fine line between, it's some people that's gonna be like, yo, I took an L. You get what I'm saying? But it's gonna be majority that transition state, you knew not to play with me. But it was like, that's what really had me failing. So I'm going to Patterson, and I didn't even know it was an East Baltimore school. I just put it on.
That's what I asked you, how you, because I went to Patterson myself. I actually ended up transferring to Northwestern because I got in a fight. Actually, I was young.
You got to fight at Patterson.
Yeah, I got in a fight.
You going to get in a fight at Patterson if you're not from East Baltimore?
No, definitely. I got my ass whipped though. That was like one of my first. Not first.
What year was it?
It might have been like 06 probably because
I played football. The year I went to Patterson.
I played football. It was some nigga, but then I went to Northwestern.
He was put the poster over the whole door so nobody could look in and out. But it was that much space. So it was like 2 eyeballs popped up right there, and it was like, and I was cripping, and he was like, all right. So I'm like, then 4, 6 eyeballs popped up. It was like, I got straight out there. I didn't even hesitate because it was like, I can't afford to lose face for a second. Just a few days before, I went to the dollar store and I bought an arm knife. The joint was this big. So when they started surrounding me, I go in my pocket, I pull out the blade, it probably had to be this big. They backed up like I pulled a gun out. Deep inside, I was like, it'd be going down. It'd be like an earthquake. You just might think like
so you gotta live this life, right? Like that's in the streets. And to hear you say like, you know what I'm saying, like when they back up, it's like, all right, damn, it's like wipe your sweat away. But at the same time, like you would think that's what any normal person would do, but because you live in this life, you would think that you wouldn't do that. You would think that, all right, bet I want you to pop. You got to do that when somebody back off. It means you ain't really want to do that in the first place. And not saying that you any less or more of a gangster, but I'm just trying to understand what goes through the mind of somebody that's gangbanging at that time, that when they back off, it's like, all right, thank God.
My identity, it was a certain amount of L's that I took that enabled me to say I didn't care about all the other harm that I was putting out. So by the time it would have came a situation where these dudes around, it's not that if this go down, they get super harmed, because that's a different level of kid. It's if I do this, I go to jail for the rest of my life.
Right.
Like, anybody that don't think about that, some dudes just don't. That's why you'll see stuff on the murder and you'll be like, yo, dang.
I'm not a gangster, never been a gangster. Only thing I'm thinking about is I take things to this extreme. So I'm thinking like, if I'm gonna be a gangster, I don't care if I go to jail because I already put myself in that life.
I've been there too. So you gotta understand, this is the baby stage of it. Was like when you from your hood, you fight people in your neighborhood, you go to school, you fight people in school, but it's still close to your zone. Then you go to a whole nother zone. And dudes can't just get on the bus to get up there if you even got that type of system.
Definitely not. That's how it was with me.
The
like,
walk, bro, the walk
was long. You gotta walk from, the school is literally like, right here you gotta walk all the way up to like, I don't know what street that is. But yeah,
bro,
to get the bus, football practice. Some nigga had already graduated, he came up there to fight me, me being where I'm from. I'm like, fuck it, what's up? I'm like, whole time I don't wanna fight a nigga, but I'm like, what's up, we gonna fight. You ain't no way around it. So I get exactly what you're trying to say. But what you're saying, I'm just trying to understand the mindset of like somebody that's gangbanging at that time. Cause like I'm just thinking like, I'm gangbanging, so I want smoke, fuck it.
Just smoke. Like I ran to the point it was like I surprised myself because I've been in fight or flight as a younger and be like you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna lose this, I'm gonna get the hell away. But I've also been in the shit all of this moment right now. Whatever I do is gonna turn. So I done bitch niggas. You know what I'm saying? I can't, once I transition from but I never been a bully. That's the difference.
Okay.
So by the time I be bullied and then somebody bring it, it's like I'm gonna have pride in how it go. So long story short, they break off, police come, they search your room, I ran past it, nothing happened. Everything happened to help me get out of that trauma and what I felt like in my identity. So even though I kept going on forward, by the time I ended up throwing my life away by attempted murder, it was like I really got took off for a reason, because after you really do, it's like, yo, this is nothing. Like, oh, all right. And now it's like, all right, anybody. And it's like God took me out of the play, because if I'd have kept going at that, I'd have been a way worse version of, everything.
So how did you? What I'm trying to understand the story behind even you getting arrested for attempted murder.
See, that's why I say it's an interview with the short films and NAACP that I got going on, and it go more into the story. So it's like I just leave that there, and I don't really, cause it's it's real people, it's real situations. So it'd be like by the time I can never really heal with everybody and really be able to sit down and so by the time I deal with like really just getting into it, it's like it's a real personal situation and it's not easy to share, but people be like, yo, I'm free, I'm going home, you can't really hide it, you can't really, it's a scar that you can't never really take away. So by the time you come and you excel, but you still got that narrative, what am I doing to bring awareness to the people who aren't that same dumbass 16-year-old kid who came from 13, 14, 15 to a crash out because he really hungry, or he really broke, or he really don't got them sneakers that all of the fly dudes get that they go to school with. Bro, I had hella girlfriends. I ain't gonna lie, I had hella girlfriends. But I never really kept them on a long time. I wasn't even having sex. I was just kissing. And it was like, I didn't really have a problem with attracting a female. My identity crisis, I was kept trying to be somebody else. You get what I'm saying? I was trying to be what was the most popular in the media.
What was in? So how did going to prison? How did that shape you being inside?
So that's why I laid this shit out, because it's like, yo, at 2009 I was sentenced to 15 years.
Altercation with what?
See, that's why I don't want to get too much into that, because I know it's a less.
Yeah, because I'm trying to understand. I can't really understand it without understanding the story. So I'm trying, like, the dude that it happened with was he like in that life too, living that life?
Yeah, because you gotta think it wasn't like a random robbery going.
So you gotta set the story, like, we gotta understand.
No, but you gotta think this is city, so it'd be like, yo, your platform is really a great way of really like, getting this shit straight. But think about the real dynamic of like, I'm really in the city, I'm really doing a lot of work, and by the time I deal with that situation, that still got to be dealt with on a certain politic on the street level before somebody be like, yo, he around talking about doing this, that, and the third, where I already bumped into certain people, different individuals, so it'd be like, I ain't on attack, and
I get it.
even if I got to still, it ain't like, it's like, I don't want to do nothing to really upset.
I get it. So if.
But that's what's hard, bro, and that's what I'm carrying every day, and I don't want to like dilute or not, but that's what's the politics.
I feel like any real nigga should be able to understand that, because some things just like when you go into court, right, and you doing interviews, some things you can't talk about. So I get it. It's like this in the streets. You know what I'm saying? This is shit that niggas deal with on an everyday basis. So we can't talk about this every day.
I had to get back out here, yo. I was literally in my cell, like, imagining me speaking in front of thousands. It was weird, yo. It was like I'm inside of jail putting on events. This 2010. Q-Dubs came in and assisted me on putting on a step show, because the 401 East Eagle Street, when you charged as an adult and you're a juvenile, you basically still get to be in the Baltimore City public school bracket, because they gotta give you education up until you're 18 by law. So when a PTA meeting happened, they would still have the opportunity to let the parents come in, meet the teachers that's teaching their kids, because we don't technically have time. We're just pre-trial status. So that's basically a family net. So you got somebody like me facing life. I might never ever come home again. I'm a poet. I've already gone and did poetry when my mother came, but the assistant warden was a Q, and he came and he was like, who's interested in doing a step show? And you know, all these gangster robbers, attempt murderers, rapists, it's like, I ain't know. And I hop up, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to do it. Because I did a step show at KIP, and I was the lead, and I like, this was something that I really always loved doing. Stomp the Yard is my favorite movie. That's the shit, like, having like, you know that, like, that shit inspired me, like, but in jail though, so you gotta think, I'm really losing my mind, because being watching a commercial, the simplest thing is like, dang, I ain't even been in a ball before and just sat down. 10 dudes get their diploma and they do a graduation and they allow them to put their family on the business list. That's my moment. You know, that's all I got to give my peoples who. So now I want to send my mother this, like, yo, look.
So this is all while you was in jail?
This is all while I'm in jail.
Damn.
So all this stuff is self-produced by me in jail. This is me taking the photos that I've been carrying for 2-3 years, putting it on a scanner and putting it on a paper, because I'm like, yo, I'm going to use this to get back in court and let the judge know all the stuff that I've been doing while I'm locked up. So then, after I get my GD, I become a tutor out of Cumberland. I'm teaching dudes that's between the ages of 18 to 60, white, black, Spanish, how to do basic reading and writing skills. I'm teaching people how to write poetry and writing classes. I'm putting on events. When I got to Patuxent, I got programs where I started off as the poet that's just, you know, signed up and I performed, to now I'm a part of the program of working in the school. I got the resources. I'm going to write the proposals to the administration, and we got the volunteers coming in and they really helping us grow. We're going to put on a show. They never ever let us get our family in. I get a list to the CEO, and anybody who come through the jail, I basically, because I work in the education department, I can holler at you on some school resource type level. I'm doing a reentry program. I'm that nigga in jail, but when I go back in my cell at night, though, none of this shit even. Before I got that, I had to go to a post-conviction because the public defender at the time didn't file the stuff right. So when I had to really fight to get back in court, I wasn't saying that it was an illegal error in my sentence. I'm saying that, hey, look, could you reconsider my sentence based upon what I've done? Mm-hmm. Because I met all these people, like where I'm facilitating anti-alternative violence projects, these education, these people coming from outside, I built relationships that was bigger than the neighborhood, the tier I was on, and all those different things. And I'm relevant, not because I go hard, but because I'm really educating and I'm on my shit and I'm just genuinely playing my role in a place where a nigga might get hit in the head with a lot any minute. You could have got life in prison, young man. The 15 is like, all right, you got this much time, so if you serve from 2009, it's 2024 is your release date. But you could possibly get parole by 2021 if you do good and you don't get in no trouble. So the only thing you got outside of that is a possible reconsideration of sentence where they say, all right, you did 7, we're gonna take this 15 and make it 7 for time served or something like that. But when you get out of probation, that other 15 is over here. So because you mess up, that time that you ain't finished plus that time that was over here, you guys certainly feel like waiting that long. I was like, yo, if I gotta wait that long, cool, but I was losing my motherfucking mind. Yo, it was like, I was just too much. Imagine being one of the most important people in the education department inside a correctional facility, outside of barbed wires, outside of a road that the only people that driving past is truck drivers.
I couldn't imagine. I wanted to talk about Baltimore Rap Review.
So now I want to get up to it because Baltimore Rap Review is not even about me. Mm-hmm. I've really been able to deal with, I'm a poet, I create music, and I've been on the tail on lockup, like really had a drink with everybody really hitting, and it's like that time, like, yo, that drink was hard. So when I came home, I already was pretty much ambitious and doing all these things, and Rap Review page is the baby of a lot of amateur mistakes as an artist, a manager. It's like everything that I've been able to come across, because I got artists that I managed that are like I know from where I grew up and different things like that, and they was already working before I came home. So I come and I got the organizing skills to really help them in the way that the industry level people would. Mm-hmm. But now I had to prove myself to them that I'm even capable of doing like that, because it is a lot of stuff that I gotta learn. So I had just got an Instagram in 2016. I never even had a Facebook on computer. I had made a Facebook when I was in jail when I had got a cell phone. So by the time I really stepped into the social media for real and I'm looking at it, I'm looking at like, all right, people, I got a lot of support in real life. I got hundreds of people who know I am. I did yoga and mindfulness sessions in front of administrators in major organizations. But it was like, when I think about what I'm trying to do with the artists and music, the Rap Review was the baby of knowing that there needs to be a platform who people that aren't necessarily popular as everybody would like them to look, but who are working as hard as they need to be. So in order to be on a platform where it's like, all right, being on here makes sense, or us putting on here, you deserve to be on here, all those different types of flavors. So I feel like artists really only care about themselves at the end of the day. So by the time you try to offer them genuine support, I didn't want a platform that was based upon if the platform popping and the artist popping. I wanted a platform that was based upon if the platform popping and it can help the artist just in any way be connected to an event that can help them grow, a videographer that can help them grow, an event host that can help them grow, anybody that is taking away the illusion and shit where people gotta be commercial and have the best Instagram picture and be more down to earth and interactive of like, yo, we focusing on, because it's not just me, it's a team of people that I built through the engagement of dealing with this field of work, that after it really started making friction, and I'm like, look, come in. I'm not the person, like, people love to come to you with these blank ideas of, they think you're in this position, and they be like, all right, since you're in that position, I got this idea, help me take it. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, look, this is what I think I can do, right? I see that you're doing this. If you feel like this can work for you, let's do it. If you're an artist rap, like, yo, how can I be on the show? As if it isn't important to have people who buzzing, so when that next person pop up, they might all came and say like, who the next? But then they peeked on you. If you did your job, then we both win, because the platform gonna grow, more people gonna pay attention to it, and you got more attention paid to you. And when I look at the scheme of social media, I be thinking like, yo, we'll be giving our real lives on here, and by the time people be like, yo, who is that? Who is this? Or this is what I really heard about them. The BMOREWRAPREVIEW page, I envision to be a hub center for people who can pivot off of marketing ideas. And I wanted to be the top, only because who doesn't want to be the best? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And now it's exclusive. So exclusive meaning that if you support the page and the page is growing, if I can get 100 other people support the page all at one moment in time, you're more likely going to see results from this, and I'm going to be able to take you to some type of engagement that's going to be beneficial to your career as an artist, a graphic art designer, a host. I've seen in a short period of time so many people connect and create a community that as long as they have someone who's organized enough to get all the way from the gossip, the fuck shit, the buffoonery, or these ideas that somebody owe you something, as long as I can keep this joint growing, I know that with the team that I got around this joint now, there's no way that this won't be the hottest platform by next. The only way I can really put us on is if I get all y'all in y'all real rawest moments, because I know y'all killing the shows, get that genuinely out there, and then I put you in a situation where it's 20 artists in the Royal Farms Arena before a major artist, and it filled up because everybody came for the major artists, but nobody was mad about how that show went before the show. You know, that puts us in a $100,000 budget margin. Right. Once you give too many people the power to really give it the look, people start making the look fake. I don't know if people tired of the money. I don't know if people tired of the guns, where people saying that, damn, I'm traumatized, people killing. But if I bring out 100 to 200 people on the show from the city, and it doesn't matter if you was a gangster rapper, a trap music, or quote unquote conscious, it means that how many people are we bringing together and really creating a different community that it don't matter what the hell you think they should be talking about or rapping, they really is giving all love. Nobody died, nobody got shot when they left here, nobody was fighting, nobody was beefing. And that's what the Be More Rap Review is about. It's about taking the most fucked up negative city in the motherfucking country, using the music that speaks to who we are and what we really doing, letting the comedians, poets, singers, rappers, I just want you to do opera, R&B. Nobody, I never even heard of that, but just reposting that and seeing how much engagement, it's like this is a platform that as long as all these genres commit to that underground love and trust all of the marketing organization that's really happening professionally behind it, they won't have to worry about being duped into a fake deal or just a bad experience. Where a lot of people understand what they doing musically and they just all about themselves, people gonna come and they gonna see what everybody know. They come, they perform, and they leave. Or their professional side of it was not even handled. I'm waiting on performance tracks, or I don't have the tracks yet, or you get there and you don't got the track capable and none of the, all of the digital file capabilities. And they be like, I'm trying to take those amateur people, bring them to somewhere where they really be like, yo, because I got on that, I was able to be made aware because we doing real rap. The rap is the trend, so WRAP is the way to really, the symbolizes that we cover everything. And the review is that we really looking back at it. And is that when you on there, you grew, and when you seen it, you learn something.
Mm-hmm. No, that's correct. Somebody was telling me that like Baltimore didn't have the artist platform, social platform like Atlanta or New York, and I was saying that I was telling them I think we do. It's just we don't really put the time and we don't put the support behind the ones that we do have. So I definitely salute what you're doing with the Be More Rap Review. You have any like events coming up or anything?
Yeah, we actually got I got some tickets. We got a showcase coming up. This is just like, fly type level, but the Be More Rap Review showcase is showcase shut down, and the lineup is crazy. It's going to be between 30 to 35 artists, and about 5, 6 of them are dancers. You got singers, rappers, a flavor of everything. And the way this joint right run is concert level type style, and it's only being Baltimore music. It's my birthday today, so I did, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. And it's like by the time somebody be learning my story and the stuff that I'm doing, I really admire men like you who really not only stayed away from that bullshit, fake go hard shit. Where it's one thing you gotta get into a fight or two, or you gotta really like hold your own. There's another thing when you get caught up in all of the fake. Like, yo, the only thing that I hope people do is really understand that when you step into the streets, you can't really step out. And if you do step out, it's always that scar that's like, it's on your face, it's on everything that you're doing. And being Mr. All or Nothing and bringing all these things together, I came home June 2016, bro. I was working July 2016. I'm a yoga instructor. I still work for that job. $50 an hour. They really helped me be right in my community, working where I did a site right there at the place across the street where I'm going into all these different places and conducting an hour of mindfulness, and I'm telling them my story. And if it's 10-week joint, they know my story in the beginning, and we talk about conflict resolution. I'm really working, and no matter what happens at the end of my story or however I close out, I'm going to be known for more than what anybody can rumor and gossip me about. And Mr. All or Nothing is coming full throttle. Kiwi is my name, and Kiwi means poet. And Mr. All or Nothing is my brand that I'm growing, so I'm really going to stick more with it. And when you got, in backtracking, when you see guys in the same age type of things, like really out here in something like where I don't want to be doing exactly what you're doing, but to just see that it's possible and have that example. It's like, yo, no matter what anybody ever told me that I couldn't do, when you see examples of it, and then I'm that example for other people, because it's dudes that's never coming home again, but they might get a chance back in court. And if they know this because they was along this ride and I'm bumping to them back out in this travel with me for the rest of my life, the same way, all that. Dude,
no, this is dope. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is, like,
bro,
the fact that you put this together is just incredible, honestly. Like, I'm looking at it and it doesn't even, I didn't even think that this was while you were in prison. It's crazy, man. I definitely salute you and I commend you for doing great and positive things, man. I wish you much success with the Be More Rap Review. I hope that grows to 100,000+ followers, man, because, like, we need that in the city.
You are really an artist and you feel like going anywhere multiple times is going to get you an opportunity. Don't put all that pressure on this one person and then you go somewhere else and you're not even mad that you don't even know who behind. Putting all these hours into a social media platform, and I work several jobs, and I got several different things going on in my life, but I still take enough time to do something what everybody say they really want. Now, when you come and you deal with their support, this platform isn't about me, so I never want nobody to see Be More Rap Review and say that's Mr. All or Nothing thing, because that thing ain't big because of what I'm doing, because I'm doing something that's completely different. Like, I'm doing politics, yoga, and violence intervention. This don't even mix. Right. But because I got the organization skills and I can take the most violent and the most peaceful and bring it together, y'all my power, I'm y'all power, let's work. If you want these people that are not urban, not dealing with our situation, that are white, Asian, all these different things to come and finance you in any way, then you gotta have somebody that's gonna be out here. I'm going to DC this next week to go to an Action Collab meeting where the tickets is $595 for the participants per person. Yeah. And I'm the facilitator of the people that's learning the Action Collab of really taking a collage of ideas and then narrow down to one product. I know how to get people in there that if this don't work, we quit. Like, and I'm speaking for the whole team, you know what I'm saying? Because we want underground to be just as valuable as above ground, but underground has always been more valuable than above ground. Above ground is commercial. You gotta get paid $100,000 for a show, and it's cool until you know, tired of all the hell that come with having to pay $500,000 in security a year.
No, definitely, man. I definitely appreciate you for coming out, man, for supporting me. However I can support you back, man, in return, I'm definitely with it. If you want, just let people know where to follow you.
So you can follow me on Mr. All or Nothing. That's Mr. _ All or Nothing _ Poet. Follow my campaign page, which is the official Mr. All or Nothing Showcase shutdown December 7th at the Cultural Arts Center, hottest underground showcase ever put on in the city, man. Make sure y'all come through.
No, definitely, man. Happy birthday again, man. Appreciate it.